Breaking tonight, one Kansas City family is calling for the resignation of Kansas City Police Chief Rick Smith.
This all comes after a grand jury indicted two Kansas City police officers accused of assaulting a transgender woman during an arrest. The Fraternal Order of Police says the use of force in this arrest was justified. Officers Matthew Brumett and Charles Pritchard are now charged with assault, accused of injuring Brianna Hill last May in front of a beauty supply store. Well, the attorney representing Hill's family provided 41 Action News with video and pictures he says were taken during the arrest and after. Now, we want to warn you, some of the images, they could be a little hard to look at. This is video right here showing the arrest last May. The officers accused of slamming Hill's face against the sidewalk, kneeing her in the face, torso and ribs, and forcing her arms over her head while cuffed. The attorney sent us pictures of Hill after the arrest. Now, according to the affidavit, officers say Hill resisted arrest, and that's when they took her to the ground. But according to prosecutor Jean Peters-Baker, the video you just saw is what spurred her to take the case to the grand jury. She wrote a letter to Kansas City Police Chief Rick Smith about the video, stating, "My office did not become aware of the events surrounding her arrest on May 24, 2019, until a member of the public circulated a cell phone video triggering news media of the incident." Also in the letter, Baker says she requested a probable cause statement, but, quote, "My office was told via email that KCPD would not be providing a probable cause statement in connection with that case, and that you had personally been consulted and concurred with that decision."
Tonight, we spoke exclusively with the attorney representing the family of Miss Hill, who says the fact that Jean Peters-Baker had to go to a grand jury is unbelievable.
The prosecutor's office asked for the department to issue a probable cause statement. It happens every day. Whether the officers think there's really a crime or not, they do this. The prosecutor, Jean Peters-Baker, asked for a probable cause statement, and they refused. They made the prosecutor go to a grand jury. That's absurd. Chief Smith should resign.
We reached out to the Kansas City Police Department for a statement. Just minutes ago, Police Chief Rick Smith issued this response. Investigators determined that there was no probable cause to conclude the officers broke the law. That is why our department did not submit a probable cause affidavit to the prosecutor. However, we did submit the entire file to federal prosecutors, the FBI, and the county prosecutor. We do that in every matter where someone could possibly allege a civil rights violation. We also heard a response from the Fraternal Order of Police in Kansas City. The FOP is aware of the unjustified misdemeanor charges filed against two exemplary police officers of the Kansas City Police Department, it reads. This is yet another example of a politically motivated prosecution that is unfortunately becoming all too commonplace across our country. The department fully investigated this incident and determined that the use of force was appropriate and reasonable under the circumstances. In fact, the department's thorough and complete investigation immediately following the arrest definitely showed that the arrestee purposefully struck her head against the concrete, and that the officer's subsequent actions of controlling her head prevented the arrestee from doing additional harm to herself.
Through the FOP, the attorney for Officer Brumett and Officer Pritchard released this statement. They maintain the force they used was reasonable under the totality of the circumstances. They vehemently dispute the basis of these charges and believe they will be ultimately exonerated in court. Officer Brumett and Pritchard are set to appear before a judge in August. The victim, Brianna Hill, was killed months later in a shooting. That suspect is in custody. This is still a developing story, no doubt. We'll have much more on the statements from each side on our website at kshb.com.